Curious Tales presents The Siege of Bamburgh Castle, 1446. I can still taste the salt in the air. The gulls screamed above us as we trudged through the wet sand, the tide pulling at our boots. Ahead, the black silhouette of Bamburgh Castle rose against a stormy sky, a fortress carved into the very rock. Its walls as old as the kingdom itself. We had fought at Hexham only weeks before. We'd broken the Lancastrians there, but Margaret's loyalists still clung to their stronghold, and our new Yorkist king, Edward, meant to finish the job. That's why we were here. This is our king, Edward IV. This is Henry VI, a weak and ineffective king. This is Warwick, Richard Neville, and he hated the defender of Bamburgh Castle. Sir Ralph Percy, charged with defending Bamburgh. Fate would not be too kind to him. If you want to know why or what happened to him, I'll leave a link in the comment section below. It's too brutal to put on a YouTube video. Bamburgh wasn't just a castle, it was a symbol. Whoever held it controlled the north. It sat high on the crags, looking out to the cold grey North Sea. The garrison inside was led by Sir Ralph Percy, a knight who had once sworn loyalty to Edward, but had turned his back to the Red Rose. When we arrived, the camp sprawled like a small city. Tents flapped in the wind, smoke curled from cook fires, and men sharpened their pikes or checked their bowstrings. There were whispers about new weapons, huge bombards brought up from Newcastle. We'd never seen such monsters before. These monsters had been given names: Newcastle, London, and Dicyon. Dicyon caused the most damage, bringing down towers. It was a massive, massive beast. The order came at dawn. Our bombards opened fire. The world split apart. The air filled with thunder and the smell of burnt powder. I watched great stones smash against the walls, splintering the sandstone, but Bamburgh stood firm. From the battlements, the defenders loosed their own fury. Arrows hissed down like black rain. Crossbow bolts clanged off shields. One struck a man beside me. He fell without a sound. We pushed forward with pavises for cover, driving stakes into the ground to anchor the mighty siege engines. But every single yard was paid for in our blood. Days turned into weeks. The rain never seemed to stop. The ground became a sucking mire, pulling at our boots. Some nights I'd lie awake, hearing the sea crash against the rocks and wondering if we'd ever breach those bloody walls. Sir Ralph Percy sent envoys to parley, but Edward's commanders, Warwick the Kingmaker himself amongst them, demanded unconditional surrender. Percy refused. Word got out that supplies inside were running low. Still, the Red Rose banner flew defiantly from the keep. Then came the day we called Judgment. We rolled the great guns, the London, the Dijon, and the fearsome Margaret into position. These were no mere field pieces, man. These were monsters. Each shot shaking the very earth. When they all fired together, the noise was like the voice of God. Whole sections of the wall crumbled, and the air turned to dust, and all you could hear was men screaming. Through the gaps in the walls, I could see men scrambling, trying to get away. Smoke pouring from the courtyard. It was the first time I saw fear in the eyes of Bamburgh's defenders. And the first time I felt pity. When the gates finally opened, it wasn't the triumphant charge we'd imagined. We entered cautiously, shields raised, expecting traps. But the courtyard was still. Percy lay on the ground, wounded by cannon fire when one of the towers collapsed, barely able to speak. A final bitter twist in this bloody game. Inside the walls were blackened, beams shattered, and the smell was of smoke, salt air, and death. Percy was led away in chains to meet his fate. And oh, what a fate. What a terrible, terrible fate. With Bamburgh taken, the last Lancastrian fortress in the north had fallen. The Wars of the Roses weren't over for the likes of us just yet. But for now, Edward held the advantage. Warwick was hailed a master of siegecraft, his cannons proving even the oldest, strongest fortresses could fall to new weapons. For us soldiers, it meant something much, much simpler. We could go home, if only for a little while. You know, even now, all these years later, I still see Bamburgh when I close my eyes. The black walls against the grey sea, the crash of them bloody guns, the rain on me face. Oh, how it rained. And the mud was everywhere. We took it in the King's name, but part of me wonders if any wall, any crown is worth the price we paid. We paid in blood. If you've gotten this far, go on, give us a like, maybe subscribe. After all, you know, it makes me pretty happy.